Before we start this video, we want to give our deep condolences to the family of Sierra Nelson, one of our childhood friends. She tragically passed away this past Sunday. So our thoughts and prayers are to your family. We're going to take a brief moment of silence. Alright, thank you for bearing with us. But with that said, this video is dedicated to you, Sierra. Welcome to the Galaxy's Greatest. We are here for our Week 8 predictions. Me and Shane DeVoe here. And, well, before we get started, Week 7, I finally didn't go at 500. As a matter of fact, I won the week this past week for our Pigskin Pick'em. I went 12-3. Huge comeback for myself. But hey, I gotta give a hand to you, because you are a co-leader right now. You're at 63 wins right now. You, along with Big Boss Man 25, both at 63 wins. So hey, but I'm right behind you, buddy.
I know. All it takes is that if I would have messed up one game, man, you would have been up there.
Yeah. Or if I would have gotten just one more game right. It was funny because it, like, on the stat sheet, it said the first 3 games I got wrong, and then every other game after that. But with that said, let's get straight into Week 8, starting with the Thursday night game. Miami Dolphins at the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you have here?
I have the Miami Dolphins in this one. Even though we don't know how long Jay Cutler's going to be out. It says he's got a couple broken ribs. I'm probably saying he won't probably be back till late in the season if they even want to start him again. But Matt Moore is good at backup quarterback when starting. Now, he does have a horrible touchdown to interception ratio whenever he started, but he is good with this offense. He knows how this offense works, and when he played last year, he has beat teams that he should have lost to. He beat Pittsburgh when he was starting quarterback. He got his team into the playoffs that no one expected to happen, even though they played Pittsburgh in the first round. Look what happened there. But he's a decent quarterback, and I have no doubt that he's going to show this offense that they are still good. This Ravens defense is horrible. Let's get that right. They have been horrible for the last couple of years, and everyone's now saying they're in the rebuilding years. They've been rebuilding since Joe Flacco has descended from his Super Bowl winning year. They've been rebuilding, trying to get this defense back up to the way it was. I just don't see Ravens win this one. If they do win it, well, I'll be a little bit surprised, but I won't be that much surprised.
I'm actually taking the Baltimore Ravens here. I know their defense has certainly been disappointing this season, but I feel like they just got to get something rallied behind them. I mean, the Ravens, they usually find a way to stay in the season somehow, and I feel like this is just going to be one of those emotional games. The Ravens are a very emotional team, and I think this is just going to be one of those emotion games. I think the Ravens might sneak this one out. I'm going to take the upset. Not really picking out statistics or anything. I'm just picking this out of pure emotion for Baltimore. I think they rally this game somehow. But we're going to move on to the London game, Minnesota versus Cleveland. I'm sorry, Cleveland. I can't pick you. I kind of want to say maybe this will be the game that you just say, screw it, let's win. But I can't do it. The Vikings are just too good right now. I got to go with Minnesota.
Same here. I just don't see Cleveland even winning a game this whole season again. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see it. With the loss of their number 1 draft pick, again, he's out due to concussion. He's not even traveling with the team for this week. They have no chance. They have no chance whatsoever. And the Case Keenum is good. How can I say? He's a starting quarterback in this league, and he's proven it every week that he's been playing since Bradford. I'm going to say his name wrong. Bradford? Sam Bradford's been out. So I have to say, Minnesota Vikings got this league or their division down set with Aaron Rodgers out. They're going to win their division.
Yeah, they're the clear favorites right now. But I mean, watch out later in the season, because quarterbacks like these, eventually they fall back to earth at some point. Might happen with Case Keenum. I don't think it's going to happen just yet. I like the Minnesota Vikings, plain and simple. Moving on to what I think is the hardest game for me to pick. I'm still partially undecided, so I'm going to let Shane DeVoe pick here first. The Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. Who's your pick?
It's a very toss-up game here in actuality if we're going based off numbers. The Falcons are the chokers that we've always known them to be. The Jets are somehow actually trying to win some games this year in spite of trying to lose to get the number 1 draft pick. I have to go with the Falcons on this one. In all honesty, I do believe now that they're getting criticized now as claimed as chokers. You're always chokers. You blow out these games. lose these games in close situations, they're going to get sick and tired of it at this point. They're going to actually prove to you, we're not chokers. It was just bad situations where we had bad missed plays and bad missed calls. They're going to go out this week and prove that we're not chokers. We're going to actually dominate this game.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take the Falcons here. It's just I don't know. It's really hard for me. I just feel like the Falcons are just kind of due for that win.
Especially with them losing the Patriots, and then the week before to the Dolphins. Man, this is just getting embarrassing for them. Lose to 3 teams in that same division, that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think, well, four. They lost to the Bills before that. So
that'll be a record for teams.
Yeah, they need to get one win against the AFC. So I'm going to take the Falcons here in a close one, though. Let's move on to the Oakland Raiders at the Buffalo Bills. This is another somewhat hard game for me because the Raiders had a week and a half to prepare for this game, but I gotta go with the Bills right now. The Bills are just off to a great start, and I mean, I feel like the energy's got to carry over into this game as well. Really, it kind of comes down to defense, and you see Buffalo's defense is hot, and the Raiders' defense is not. So I gotta go with the Bills here.
I'm going to have to go with my Bills pick again for the second straight week. Again, like I said last week, this defense is really good. They're known to pick off points off your offense and get into the end zone for scores. And now with the suspension of Marshawn Lynch for 1 game, that's not going to help their run game at all whatsoever.
It's not.
So I have to go with the Buffalo Bills. If he was not suspended for a game, maybe I might pick the Raiders. But since he's suspended, you can't help but pick Buffalo. They got an easy win this week if they can't run the ball.
Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to go to the Chicago Bears at the New Orleans Saints. And, man, these 2 teams, they've surprised me. For sure, the Saints
4-2 Saints.
More so, 4-2 Saints after an 0-2 start. They are now off to the races, currently leading their division. And I don't think anyone expected that. But who do you have here this game?
It's hard to decide because every time we all think that the Bears are going to lose, they freaking win.
Yeah.
They win with a quarterback and Josh Glennon, who, not really
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon. Well, his brother, Josh Glennon's played for another team. But not really that good of a quarterback, but he wins games then when they bring in the rookie, Mike Trubisky, just to see, okay, how's he going to do? He beats the Ravens. And then he goes last week and wins again.
And he doesn't even throw for more than 10 passes, 4 for 7.
And they still win, which is unheard of.
Still win.
It's unheard of that you
win and the last time we saw that many pass attempts in a win was also a John Fox coach team with the Broncos, Tim Tebow, where he went 2 for 8 that game.
Yep. So honestly, I can't really decide, but I love how Drew Brees is playing lately. The ageless wonder, Drew Brees, the gunslinger, setting records every year for his passing, over 4,000 yards every season, it seems, since he's been in the league. I have to go with Drew Brees. I have to. They're on a roll right now. There's no stopping them.
I'm going to have to agree with you. The Saints are just red hot right now. And at home in the Dome, I like their chances even more. Give me the New Orleans Saints. But watch out for that run game by Chicago.
And if somehow the Chicago Bears win this week, I'm going to probably retire as a Pittsburgh fan because this is getting ridiculous. Them winning weeks that they should lose.
Also, got to give credit to that Saints defense. They've really stepped up.
Especially with the Detroit Lions game. Oh, my God.
They proved us all wrong. But we're going to move on here to the Indianapolis Colts at the Cincinnati Bengals. And really, this is kind of a make or break game for both teof whoever loses is done, and whoever wins still has a small shot. Heck, both of these teams might even just be out of it now, but
depends though, right? The Bengals are still have a chance to win the division. They're only 2 games back of the Steelers.
Yeah,
they still have a
that's
chance.
true, and they still face the Steelers again. So who knows? But Colts really in a dangerous situation, 2-5. It's kind of scary right now,
it's
but
break for them for their season at this point.
I gotta go with the Bengals though. Bengals are the home team, and I think they just have a little bit more in them than the Colts do.
I have to go with the Bengals too. The fact that I liked how last week they played against Pittsburgh, and it was a close game. Let's be honest. In all aspects, it was a close game between Pittsburgh and the Cincinnati Bengals. It could have gone either way, but Steelers prevailed in the end with the running game of Le'Veon Bell. But this week, the Bengals, they know what they can do. They still can win games, and they're going up against a team's defense who's horrible against rushing and passing. This is going to be a field day for A.J. Green.
And they just lost Malik Hooker, which is, critical loss.
Don't be surprised if if A.J. Green gets at least 100, if not 100.5 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns on this defense, because the fact that Aiden Dalton's going to be looking for him, because this defense is horrible.
Yeah, it's definitely true. So we're both taking the Bengals there. We move on to the LA Chargers at the New England Patriots. After a rough start for the Chargers, now 3-4. But have they met their maker? Yes, thank you. Not match. But now the Patriots are without Dante Hightower for the rest of the season now.
Likely, because it is rumored that he could potentially come back for Week 15, depending on if he heals correctly. But again, I agree, he's going to probably be out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's very, very tough loss for the Patriots, because he was really kind of the center point of that defense.
Heart and soul.
But I still got to go with the New England Patriots here. I think they're just a little too much for the Chargers.
Yeah, I have to go with the Patriots too. It's just the fact that it's one main guy on that team, Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
You got to prepare for him every week. You got to think 5 steps ahead of them just to beat him. And that defense, even their defense is horrible. You are going to get 30 points a game on them. Let's get realistic. You're going to throw for 300 yards on them. And the thing is, can you stop the offense of the Patriots? If you can stop the offense and score 30 points a game, you're going to win.
Yeah.
You're going to win as long as you stop the offensive production of Gronk. Hogan, who's now starting to become an elite wide receiver in this league. Watch out for him, everyone. But just get close to it. It's going to start to occur that these Patriots are going to be easily beaten once you stop their offensive passing game. The rushing game is not a problem for them, but if you stop the offensive passing to Gronk, Hogan, and the rest of this wide receiver crew, you can beat them.
All right. Yeah, like we're saying, it's improbable, but not impossible. But we're taking the New
Chargers
England
have been upsetting people for the last 2 weeks.
True.
They shut out the Broncos last week. Let's get that correct.
Moving on to the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the worst of the NFC versus the best of the NFC. I think it's easy. Got to go with the Eagles here. But the loss of both Jason Peters and Jordan Hicks gonna hurt a bit. Gonna hurt a good bit. But we'll see where that goes. But I like the Eagles to win this one easily.
I'll have to go with the 49ers. Nah, I'm joking. I'm going with the Eagles. The Eagles are basically locking down this NFC. They're proving that they're the best team this whole season, which is an upset. No one expected this to happen.
Oh, no. We thought maybe they could win the division, but we didn't think they'd be this
I honestly suspected, again, the Falcons to be number 1, then the Packers, and maybe the Dallas Cowboys. Holy crap, did they flip my season upside down?
Yeah, they
honestly,
really turned some heads.
I hate to say it, but this season, if it were to end today, Carson Wentz is your NFL MVP for this season.
I do not argue with that at all.
There's no disagreeing. If you look at last year where they were, and after the 3-game winning streak, they lost games where they should have won. Carson Wentz is now taking that second step to becoming an elite quarterback. He's looking around for his wide receivers. He's not focusing on one wide receiver. He's looking to his drop steps. And last week when he broke out of that tackle that he should have been sacked for, my God. I believe now that is the reason he's going to win MVP. It's because everyone thought he was done for last year. They're thinking, he's not a prophecy child. He's now taking them to the fact that they can actually probably go to the playoffs as the number 1 seed and possibly into the Super Bowl. How can you not let them win this game? They're going to win this single-handedly.
It's no doubt that Carson Wentz is the real deal. But we are going to move on to the next game, which is the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I had a little bit of trouble with this game as well, but I'm going to let you pick first here.
After this, I don't know if you've seen the press conference this week for Cam Newton again, what he's been doing lately.
I heard he kind of walked out.
Basically, a reporter asked him a question about his offense, why they have not been picking up those big yardage plays like they did last year. Gave him an eye roll and said, next question. And as soon as the reporter's going to ask him the next question, he left. Basically destroying his image again for the second time this season. Is that going to affect this play? No, because we look what happened when he made the sexist comments last time. He won the game. I don't believe it's going to affect this game. I think, who are they playing again?
They're playing at Tampa Bay, yes.
I think Carolina's going to win this one. I have very little doubt they're going to lose. But right now I'm losing a whole lot of respect for Cam Newton as a quarterback.
I'm going to have to agree with you here. Earlier I would have taken Tampa, but I kind of had to switch. They've just been too plagued with injuries right now, and I mean, I hate to say it, but it kind of looks like it's over for Tampa this season. My heart doesn't want to say it, because I think I picked Tampa to make it to the playoffs, or at least get close, but
I think you did pick them to actually make it as a wild card.
yeah, but yeah, it's just looking rough for Tampa with all these injuries right now. I think I got to go with the Carolina Panthers. But let's move on to Houston at Seattle. Debatably game of the week here. Another tough game to pick, but I think I got to go with the Seattle Seahawks here. I just think their offense is starting to get into a groove, even though that O-line's still not good. Russell Wilson just makes magic happen. And I think this is one of those games where he, once again, makes magic happen. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
I have to go with Seattle, too. The addition of Dwight Freeney, ladies and gentlemen, he's now officially part of the Seattle Seahawks. He's going to help them big time. Holy cow. Being a part of the Atlanta Falcons team last year, getting to the Super Bowl, that's going to be a big acquisition for the Seattle defense. And don't be surprised if he gets a couple sacks this game. And Russell Wilson, who can say this guy is good? He's really, really good. He's well-deserved of being in Seattle and being undervalued when he got drafted. He's very worth it. I believe he's going to win this game.
But I'll tell you this right now, if the Texans get consistent pressure on this Seahawks team, game might be over. So
yeah, especially with Deshaun Watson, getting 5 touchdowns every game, it seems like.
It's definitely a hard game to pick, and I'd say it's debatably game of the week, but it might be one of those low-scoring defensive games where you think, it's not good, but it might actually be pretty good. Let's move on to the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Redskins, and as it comes to this game, this is the game that pretty much determines who's still going to be in the running to win this division. I gotta go with the Dallas Cowboys here on the road. They've really developed a pass rush now, and I think they're on the right track, and they can still compete with Philly for this division.
I have to go with Dallas too. There's nowhere in there. It's just Dak Prescott, Jason Witten, Ezekiel Elliott, quotes for right now.
Who knows with Ezekiel Elliott? But again, this is a must-win game for the Washington Redskins, because if they lose this game, they are
out.
They're just about out. I mean, maybe making it as a wild card, but they're not going to win this division. And really, if I were Philadelphia, I'd be hoping Washington wins, just because then they'd have more of a lead on Dallas, but they still have to play them twice, and they already played Washington twice and beat them twice. So that's a game the Eagles fans will be rooting for the Redskins. But let's move on to the Sunday Night Football game. The Pittsburgh Steelers go at the Detroit Lions. Lions just coming off of a bye this week. Who do you have here, Shane?
I have to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know I picked them this whole season, but I believe there's reasons why I pick them. The fact that now there's been issues this whole season with the drama thing, I'm getting sick and tired of it as a Steelers fan. Just play ball, in my opinion. But now with Juju Smith-Schuster being inactive for this week due to the concussion protocol, even though he's been playing in practice, it doesn't mean he's going to play.
It's kind of questionable right now, but
he's probably not going to be able to play, in my opinion, because the officials had to say before Friday he's able to play for him to even go to Detroit. But and with the Martavis Bryant being now saying that I want to be traded, though I don't want to be traded. Now I just want a bigger role in my team. Now he's being downgraded to the scouting team of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is probably going to give him a hint that you shut your mouth and learn your role and just play the ball. But I have Pittsburgh win this one. Pittsburgh's proven this season that they can win games. Just give Le'Veon Bell the goddamn ball and let him run. When he runs, gets over 30 rushing attempts a game, you win. He proved it against Kansas City. He proved it last week, and he's going to prove it again this week. Give him the ball, you win.
I'm going to have to agree with you here. I know the Lions are coming off of a bye, but they're kind of lean more to the pass team, and the Steelers are currently, I think they're even number 1 in pass defense. So that
164 yards a game.
Yeah, that's very impressive. It's going to be, but if the Lions rely on the run game most of this game, they definitely have a shot to steal this one. But I like the Steelers just a little bit more. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to get the W. And finally, we have our Monday night game, the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think it's proven that Broncos offense was fraudulent at the beginning of the season. This
Past week.
I think, and now Kansas City has a whole week and a half. They even have an extra day because it's on Monday. I like Kansas City's chances to get back on track here. Give me the Chiefs for the win.
Same here.
All right, I think that was pretty simple. Bye week teams are the Giants, Jaguars, Titans, Rams, Cardinals, and Packers. All right, so before we go, any final thoughts on the week?
Nothing much really. I just honestly just look out for the fact that if Detroit wins this game, they are still in potential for their division. Probably to win the title, depending on how everything falls out with Green Bay, if they still lose games, or if Minnesota, they somehow just shit the bed, as I say, and just give it all away at this point. But everything at this point, it's too early to tell in certain divisions. AFC East, it's still early to tell who's going to win that division. Even though Patriots are up 5-2, there's Dolphins 4-2. There's the Jets 3-3. So it's hard to tell at this point.
Yeah, some couple divisions might be locks by the end of this week. If Pittsburgh wins and Baltimore and Cincinnati lose,
it's over.
I think Pittsburgh's got this division. And same with the Eagles. If the Eagles win and the Skins beat the Cowboys, I think the Eagles have that division just about wrapped up. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Galaxy's Greatest Austin Peffer, Shane DeVoe. We wish you all a good day. Take care, everyone. Bless you.